Hello and welcome back to the Truth Doctor Show. My name is Dr. Courtney Tracy. I am known as the Truth Doctor. And on here, I talk about the world through a mental health lens using pop culture and the media as my medium. Today, I am answering the question, what are the most common cognitive distortions? I'm going to go over the top 5 with you. Let's get started. The first one is called all or nothing thinking. And this is when we see the world in black and white, male or female, good or bad, right or wrong.
If you ain't first, you're last.
It's infusing an unnecessary binary into our world. And especially if you're raised in a society or in a family unit that really likes to engage in all or nothing thinking, it can significantly start to affect you as an adult. The second common cognitive distortion is called overgeneralization. And this is where we make a broad assumption with really limited evidence. For example, I'm never going to get any job because you didn't get that one job. Or I'm never going to be able to get into medical school because I was rejected by my first one. Or I'll never find love because I haven't found it yet. The third one is called the mental filter. And this is essentially the lens through which we see our lives.
I probably shouldn't be eating this. I'm getting so fat.
So you may fixate on one specific incident and then apply that perspective onto everything else that you experience in your life.
I went out with this guy and he wouldn't sleep with me. And I asked him why, and he said that when he saw me without my clothes on, that I look like a porker.
There are so many reasons that our brain could do this. There could be general schemas. There could be trauma. This could be just the societal expectations of the people around us or the people in our family. The fourth one is one that I think we all may be pretty used to, and this is called jumping to conclusions. This is where we take small pieces of evidence and then we say that this must be what is going to happen because of the small amount that we already know. We therefore make a massive decision or a massive outcome that there's no other way that anything else could possibly happen. It's kind of like when somebody takes a long time to text you back and then you automatically assume that they hate you or are mad at you.
I assumed we'd meet at the bar. Whatever. I don't care.
Whatever, I don't care. Whatever, I don't care? The fuck is his problem?
Or you automatically assume that your boss is going to fire you because they asked to have a meeting with you without giving any context. The last common cognitive distortion that I want to talk about is called shoulding on yourself. Basically, this is where we place unnecessary restrictions or unnecessary requirements on ourselves in order for us to be worthy of being alive, of being happy, of being in relationships, of getting what it is that we need or what it is that we want. This can sound a lot like, I should be better. I should have done this. I should have done that. Another example from a mental health lens is, I should be able to control my anxiety by now. So you might be thinking, because I'm a mental health therapist, that I should be able to manage my anxiety as well. And let me just tell you, it's not easy. There is really nothing that people should or should not do unless it's in the context of not hurting yourself or another person. We are all learning. We are all on the journey of trying to figure this out. So now that I gave you a couple most common cognitive distortions, I want to just talk to you a little bit about something called cognitive reframing, which is a way that you can start to work on these cognitive distortions that you may experience in your daily life. Whenever you're thinking negatively, it's important to remember that cognitive, meaning thinking, so our thinking is actually distorted. We need to see where our thinking is distorted. And this is where cognitive reframing comes into play. Let's try an example. Try to see what cognitive distortions you can find in these few sentences. No one ever likes me. I'm never going to find love. I shouldn't have told him that thing that I did at dinner. No one, black and white thinking, never, overgeneralization, and I shouldn't have, shoulding on yourself. Once you're able to see which of these cognitive distortions you are actually thinking in that moment, then what you can do is create a list of evidence on whether or not those things are actually true. So for example, with the black and white thinking, no one ever likes me, it's highly unlikely that there's nobody in the world that has ever not liked you. And the second one, never. I'm never going to find love. Overgeneralization. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. And there may have been someone who's loved you in the past and you may not have felt the same way about them. All that we're wanting you to do as mental health professionals or anybody trying to help you through cognitive reframing is to take a look at how much truth, as the truth doctor, how much truth is there really to the thoughts that you are having in your mind. So try this out for yourself. In the comments down below, think about about what are some of the most common negative thoughts that I have about myself whenever I'm just in the moment where I just feel like complete shit. See if you can identify any of these 5 cognitive distortions, and I can help you out in the comments below. The last thing that I have to say about cognitive distortions, which I think really goes missed when it's being talked about, is that sometimes you are not fucking wrong. Sometimes there are people that are doing things against you. Sometimes there are aspects of society and aspects of your family and aspects of your relationship where you are being held down and you are being held back. And your thoughts, although they may seem distorted and somebody may tell you that they're distorted, they may in fact not be distorted. So if you're working with a therapist or with a healer or with a psychiatrist or whoever, and they don't allow you to have some of the truths that you have about the ways that you're feeling, then that may not be the right therapist for you or the right professional for you. Our thoughts are not always distorted. Sometimes we are having the right thoughts about a distorted reality. Something else to keep in mind. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, hit the like button if you like this video, and hit the bell for notifications so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. As always, I am glad you exist. See you next time.